Okay, hello everybody and welcome to this introduction to University College. My name's Liz Agostino, I'm the Dean of Students here at University College and I'm joined today by Lauren Powell, one of our former students. She was here from 2016 through 2017 and is now a tutor at the college. So welcome Lauren.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us.
No worries.
Okay, so we want to talk to you today about what it's like to live in a residential college and also give you a sense of what University College is like. And we like to say that living in a college is a transformative experience because it really, students come into a residential college at a very seminal part of their life as they're starting university, often leaving home for the first time and growing. So it's a really important experience for people. We talk about what a college experience can offer, and we like to say that it's more than just a room, it's actually a place to live and grow. So when you're living in a college, you're in a supportive community, there are wellbeing supports, academic supports, we can also help you financially, all your meals are catered to so you don't need to do any cooking, and you're also already part of a structure of social events, part of a student club. There's leadership opportunities, job opportunities. There's a whole range of things that you're part of. Would you say, Lauren?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's more than just, a place to stay. So it's definitely a lot different to your other kind of accommodation offers. It's, like definitely a little community of its own. Yeah.
So some of you might be coming to us from interstate or internationally, and moving to Melbourne can be a big thing. And if it's a new city to you, it's an exciting place to be. For the last 7 years, it has been voted as one of the world's most livable cities. And it's a fantastic place because it's a whole mix of sporting, shopping, cultural events. There's lots of cafes and bars. It's got a fantastic vibe. And when you're living in a residential college, you're also very close to the city. We'll show you on a map shortly. And Melbourne's also been rated as one of the best cities in the world for students. Yeah. There are some of the world's top rated universities in Melbourne. It's a really easy place to get around, would you say?
Yeah, it's really accessible, and especially University College's location is, it's only about a 15-minute tram, just in a straight line straight into the city. Yeah, I think we've got a map as well on the next.
That's coming up.
But yeah, it's just...
We'll get to the map in a second. So University College is affiliated with the University of Melbourne, which is Australia's #1 university. Most of the residents at University College attend University of Melbourne, but some people may not realise that we also have students from RMIT University, from Monash Pharmacy, and also from Australian Catholic University. So we have quite a diverse range of students studying a whole range of courses, which actually adds to the diversity within the college. And this is the map that Lauren was talking about.
Yeah, so it's obviously a really great proximity to the university, but then, you're so close to the city as well, and there's just transport is not an issue. Like, public transport is super accessible. Sporting facilities really close by. So yeah, like you can definitely tell why it's a, #1 rated student city as well.
And so we've got here, I'm just circling here with the spotlight where University College is, and you can see along here is what we call College Crescent. There are 10 colleges affiliated with the University of Melbourne, and most of them sit along this crescent. And where I'm showing now is actually where the University of Melbourne is. So as Lauren said, it is incredibly close to the university, but then the city is right here behind, and a lot of the RMIT buildings are there. Australian Catholic University is over here, and Monash Pharmacy is up here a little bit further. And you can catch a tram straight into the city along Royal Parade or along Swanston Street, which is just down there. And so because we all live in close proximity to other colleges as well, we have lots of intercollegiate events and we interact with those other colleges. But each college has its own personality, and so we like to talk to people about, well, what is UC and where do we come from? And part of that is our history, and we have a very proud history of pioneering women as well as successful co-education. So established in 1937 as a women's college, and that was after about 20 years of women petitioning for their own college. So they were living in other colleges, attending university, living in those colleges though as helping out either in the kitchen or as housemaids. And so it was really important that women were given their own place. And so part of that history was moving on into co-education in the 70s. And we've been happily so ever since. Okay, so UC is sort of known as being friendly and relaxed and supportive. Would you say that's kind of true?
Yeah, I would definitely say that amongst all the colleges, you know, University College definitely has that reputation for being very relaxed and friendly and a really, you know, lovely casual kind of environment. And yeah, I think a lot of that comes from the student body is full of very diverse people. So you've got a lot of international students, and then I know when I first came in, majority of the people I spoke to were either from rural or interstate backgrounds. So I think that kind of, yeah, it definitely adds to that kind of nice, close, you know, close-knit community. And yeah, like I think it definitely comes across in our reputation as being just friendly and open to kind of all people.
And I think because a lot of our residents do come from places other than Melbourne, they are moving away and they're looking for another home. And so
Exactly.
I like to think that it's kind of a home away from home. And I think that fosters that closeness that people genuinely have here.
Yeah.
There's definitely a UC spirit.
Yeah.
And I like to say that it's about everybody having a go, everyone looking after each other and being given a go. We might not be always the best college in some of the competitions, whether they're sporting or cultural, but everybody supports everybody else.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think the kind of team spirit we have is just giving things a go, you know, having a laugh, and just, you know, it doesn't matter if you win or, you know, it's nice too, but yeah, everyone kind of just gets involved and gives it a go and has a heap of fun doing it. It's kind of our approach.
Jump in and help everybody.
Yeah, exactly.
And you can't see it necessarily on the photo that we've just shown, or you can see lots of UC people in their UC merch, but every year it's really evident how many people from UC will attend the events to support their fellow UCers.
Yeah, so this one on the right is from Rowing Day. And yeah, like you'll have a huge part of the bank on the river just full of UC colours. It's really great. Like people get really involved. Yeah.
That's great. And so we say that UC's best asset is its people, and I really believe that that's true. And I think it's all because of all those things that we were just talking about, how people look after each other, get involved, have a go at things. Yeah, it's really about our people. And I'm not sure if anyone's planning to come to Open Day, but you will notice it, I think, if you do come onto the grounds.
Yeah, and you'll have, you know, current students showing you around, doing the tours, and then some of us past students as well will be around there too to answer any questions. So
and if you do come along, make sure you ask a student what their experience is like, because you can talk to people like me and I can give you all the answers that I think you want, but getting that real experience from someone that's lived through it is fantastic. So at University College we have undergraduates, we have graduate students, and we also have resident tutors who are grad students but are also staff at the college. So they've got a really important role. They are tutors, they're mentors, and they also look after the college overnight. So if there's any emergencies, people go to the RT, or even if they're locked out of their room, or just if they need some advice, and then they can escalate up to us. But the important part of this image really is that everybody exists in one community. It doesn't matter where they sit on that structure.
Yeah, there's definitely no hierarchy between the two either. So I know a lot of the, you know, RTs that were in my years, there are still, you know, they're some of my really good friends now, and they were when I was there as well. So yeah, there's definitely no hierarchy. It's just, like one big kind of community, definitely.
It's good. And so college is about living together and learning together. And I think we'll talk about the academic supports in a minute, but I think the really important part of being in a college community is that sort of accidental learning where you live with people that will be studying the same course, or may have done that subject the year before. And so you can have, as part of your living environment, people to talk to refer to kind of get some advice from. And I think that underpins part of that academic success model.
Exactly. Yeah, like you'll go into the library and, you know, around exam times, there's heaps of people in there. If you need help, you can always ask anyone. Anyone's always open. And yeah, like exactly like Liz was saying, there's heaps of people doing the same kind of subjects as you, but then there's also people doing different ones that actually give you, you know, a range of kind of perspectives on things that really help.
And also ideas about pathways then if you're looking at different courses or different areas of study. And of course, there's always the friendships that are forged in a residential college community, and that can happen anywhere in a community, but it's easy when you come into one place, you see people on a daily basis, and it's organic as well as structured. So there's orientation week. There are intentional ways of getting people to interact with each other, whether it's through their academic mentor groupings. You might play sport together. There's lots of opportunities.
Definitely, and I think it's a really unique opportunity that only really colleges do kind of offer and facilitate. And you know, you can go into university and be surrounded by heaps of people your age, but it's a very different environment, and you're definitely not, you know, sitting with anyone at lunch and just starting up a chat with anyone like you do at college. The same goes for, you know, other kind of student accommodation options that don't have that kind of communal spaces to go to. I think that's kind of what the college experience offers, is those kind of friendships that happen just, like Liz was saying, very organically, just people, you know, coming into the dining hall, sitting down with anyone, having a chat, you know, going to uni, then coming back to those same people at the end of the day and having dinner. And yeah, over time, you just get to know people so quickly. Yeah.
And did you know anyone when you came to college?
Yeah, no, I didn't know anyone. So I moved from Queensland and came to Melbourne and had no connections in Melbourne. And, but yeah, I mean, within a few weeks, you felt like some of the friendships you had were, you know, nearly as strong as ones from people you'd been at high school with for years, you know. And yeah, no, it's definitely a very unique thing to colleges.
Fantastic. And so we do have structured supports, particularly academically. So we do take a personalised approach to your learning. So the Dean of Studies will have a list of all the subjects you're doing, what course you're doing, what your, you know, ATAR was, potentially where you may need the most support. And so we structure tutorials and consultations around your needs. For people that don't quite understand the tutorial aspect of colleges, colleges offer additional tutorials at night time. So people will go off to their university courses and go to their lectures and tutorials and labs, and then come back, and 3 nights a week their tutorials are run at the college, more as revision. I guess it's not additional work, it's not additional curriculum, but it's fairly relaxed. I imagine you're learning with your peers, you're being taught by resident tutors, and we do have non-resident tutors as well, because we've got over 50 tutorials running per week. And they're quite helpful, would you say?
Yeah, I would say so. In the tutorials that I run, I just focus on, you know, asking the students what kind of additional things they're going to need help with. So whether they want to focus more on in-depth assessment, or whether they just want exactly like some revision of content over the weeks, or, you know, for art students in particular, there's a lot of complex reading, so just helping to break those down. So yeah, I found them really helpful as well when I was at UC. Yeah, they're definitely just to clarify on anything that you don't really get the chance to at university. Yeah.
And there'll be a tutorial for each of your subjects if possible. If it's not possible because there's less than 4 people studying that subject, then you have access to consultations with the tutors as well. So you can have one-on-one consultations, which is really helpful, particularly at that pointy end of the semester, I imagine.
Yeah, and sometimes it's hard when you come from high school to know the standard that a university expects rather than a high school standard. And I definitely found the tutors were kind of my go-to people in kind of trying to establish that. Sometimes at university it's a bit, you have your hour tutorial and then you just leave, and you don't really get those opportunities to just sit down and have a chat. And yeah, I found the tutors were incredibly helpful with kind of bridging that gap.
And I guess you get your subject specific tutors or tutorials, but also, essay writing workshops. I know our librarian runs referencing workshops. There's a whole lot of support around your particular areas of study as well. One of the other programs that we run here, we do have fireside chats with visiting academics. So at times during the year, we have academics come and stay at the college, and we encourage them to engage with the student community, talk to them about what they're studying, how they got there, and that's really been quite valuable, I think, for people, particularly in those fields, to kind of get a sense of where you could go with those studies. We also focus on employability and graduate outcomes. I mean, it's really important for transition when you come into a college, but we also want you to be able to transition out and out of university into the workforce. So we have people coming in, we have a careers week, we have people talking about CV writing, about skill building, things that sort of really support students at that kind of employability end of things. And as I said, we have a careers week, but also we have a pathways dinner where we invite people from different industries. You were there last year?
Yeah, so I went last year, and so you elect if you are interested in going to the dinner, and you let the Dean of Studies know what kind of industry you're looking into going into. And then they will try and connect with one of our alumni and like in your related industry, and try and get them to come along for a dinner where you can kind of network with them and ask them questions about the career. So yeah, last year I had one of the past students come, and I ended up, networking with her and got an internship at the publishing company she works at just through that kind of dinner. So yeah, they can be really important and incredible experiences if you make the most of them.
And it's those kind of networking experiences that come up quite often. There's lots of different events will be held at the college, whether it's we're looking at art exhibitions, or we just have been able to connect with somebody of some significance in the community or in our alumni community, and we always make sure that we engage students in whatever's going on.
And it's nice to have that kind of common ground of the college experience as well, to kind of kick off, the conversations at networking events that can kind of be otherwise a bit confronting.
Stilted. We also support your health and well-being, and that's very much my area, so it's quite exciting that we get to do that. We have a whole range of activities. We have weekly yoga and meditation, and we ramp that up around exam time, as well as having a coffee cart, so it probably counteracts what the meditation side of things. We do talk about mental health a lot. We try to bring in speakers, we try to do workshops. We talk about things like appropriate behaviours and consent, and some of those conversations can be confronting, but I think they're really important and engaging. We also have some pet visits during swap back. So we've just established a wellbeing committee, and we do get feedback from all our stakeholders, including students, about what they might want. And it seems bring a dog in for a pat seemed very popular this year. Were you involved in the kitchen garden?
I did a bit of work with the environment committee, working on the garden, and it's pretty incredible. I know from last year, Tilly, who was in charge of that, they had amazing produce come in that got used in the kitchen for our meals, and it's pretty amazing, the kind of stuff that's grown out the back there. It's really cool.
We've got a garden, and we've got our own kitchen garden that was inspired by Stephanie Alexander. We get the committee, the sustainability environment committee, out doing the harvesting and the planting, and apart from giving us fantastic stuff to use in the kitchen and that sort of sense of satisfaction, it also it adds to the well-being of our students. We also have a 24/7 network of support, and this is probably more important for any parents that are listening, but we do have a structure in place in case anything is wrong, or in case we feel somebody needs some additional support. So that includes me as the Dean of Students. I've got a wellbeing team, student services team. We work with the resident tutors, who I said earlier are mentors as well. And part of that mentoring is academic, but also at the same time, it's hard to kind of pull them apart is also they have a sense of how people are coping in general and in the community. And we've just recently established a peer support program. So that's sort of students looking after other students, creating some corridor culture, making sure there's events and activities that appeal to everybody, not just those major college events that can be intimidating for some people that might be potentially a bit more introverted or have some different interests. There's lots of other things you can participate in at college, and college sports is one of them.
Yeah, so there's heaps of sports, which, like we said, it's just about, you know, getting involved. There's always, for some of the more like main sports like netball and football, for example, there's always 2 teams as well. So you've got the people that are very competitive, and that's great. And then you've also got the ones, the seconds team that, you know, are for the people that are just giving it a go and having fun. You know, everyone still has fun, but it's definitely approachable for everyone. But yeah, it's amazing how many supporters you get down, even to, you know, a 7 a.m. basketball game or something like that. It's pretty incredible.
It's good.
Really good atmosphere.
And the colleges all play against each other in an intercollegiate calendar. So there might be about 14, I think, different sports. And it changes each year. There's definitely, as Lauren said, the opportunity to have a go. There's also ICAC, which is Intercollegiate Culture and Arts Committee, and there's a whole range of activities that people can participate in. There's trivia nights and dance-offs and
Battle of the Bands,
open mic. I think there's going to be there's a Quidditch match even.
Oh, that's right. Quidditch. No, ICAC it's super fun. All the events are. It's just really good to get to know people. Like, I've got a heap of friends from other colleges now just through those kind of events.
And actually, we had the other night, we had a dinner swap where we had 10 students from another college, Queen's, come over for dinner, and we sent 10 of our students over there. So there is a real effort to sort of integrate, even though each college has its very much own environment. We try to work with the other colleges as well and expand everybody's networks that way as well. There's music soiree that is part of ICAC, but we also have a soiree within the college because we have a whole range of talents and we like to showcase them. So each semester our music rep will organise the soiree for us.
And as well as the sporting events, like these events gather, you know, such a huge audience. You know, the room will be full of people to come and listen. So people really do just get around everything.
Get around it, I think, is the attitude that you see.
Exactly.
There's also special events that we organise for students. So there's mainly commencement dinner, valedictory dinner. Everybody dresses up. We have, you know, a pre-event in our beautiful courtyard, and we go in and have a formal dinner together. Usually that's sort of a 3-course meal. There's some entertainment. I think and we mix people up on those dinners. So
and like academic dinners and things every semester. There's heaps, and then there's high tables. Twice a week, Monday, Tuesday, which like a more formal kind of dinner, but you know, it's a really nice opportunity where everyone just comes in, you all just sit together, have your meal. It's they're really lovely.
I always say to people, if we don't have high table, we're never all in the same spot at the same time. And so it's really important with high tables. We all come in at the same time. Everybody does wear an academic gown, so there's a little bit of formality around it, but I think that adds to kind of the event and the occasion.
And it's still, you know, it's still optional to go, but you always find that it's always full. You know, everyone still comes along. You know, it's, people still really love it, even though it is a bit more structured.
That's great. And so for people with an artistic bent, and as we said, we do have students from RMIT who might be doing fashion or design, fine arts at the VCA. We put on a week where people can showcase their talents in that area as well.
So that's Fran. So she won last year the Art and Design Week for her. You can't see like the intricacy of them, but these beautiful little watercolor paintings that she does. But otherwise, you know, people get involved with things like the production. Even if you're interested in art and design, I know a lot of the people studying like textiles and things at RMIT will help make the costumes, which is really exciting.
And we just had our production of Heathers, and that was amazing because it brought together a whole range of people. And as you said, Lauren, they set design, the costumes, choreography, directing, acting.
All student run, yeah. And it's just amazing to see, you know, people who didn't even realize had that talent hiding away kind of come out and perform.
So hopefully there's something for everyone. In terms of the facilities that you see, we have a library, and it's open to 24 hours, 7 days a week. And there's a librarian in there. We also have library assistants helping out. We have a whole range of textbooks that are available to students.
Maybe the most helpful thing I think is you'll always have a textbook that's required of a certain subject, and you know, it can be quite hard to access those from the university library or expensive to buy it yourself, but you just put in a request form if we don't already have it, and the librarian will make sure that one comes in for you, which is, you know, an understated but really helpful thing to have in place.
Absolutely. And as we said, we have tutorial spaces. We probably have about 8, I think, tutorial rooms, which we can use for different things, but generally they're available to students to go in, to do group work. If you can find your own space, you can study all by yourself. We have an art and design studio, particularly for those students, as we said, that are doing maybe architecture or design or fashion, that need bigger cutout spaces, need different software, bigger printers.
So, like, it looks quite empty there, but I've come in before where
it's a buzz.
Architecture students will have all their models laid out and everything.
It's really helpful. And then, so what we will try and do and work with the Dean of Studies to find spaces that fit your needs, or make sure you've got the software that you need for your studies. There's obviously a junior common room that's got a pool table, it's got a table tennis table, couches, TV, movie area.
Just a place for like all the students just to hang out, really.
And even though we're close to the city and to the university that have big gyms, we have our own gym as well. We have a weights gym and cardio room, and I think that's very well utilised.
Definitely.
We have a multi-purpose court at the back, so people can play tennis, basketball, dodgeball, I think netball.
Everything.
I think some of the other colleges like to come and use it as well. Because they don't have that space. For people that are musically inclined, there are music rooms. There are a number of pianos across the college. Obviously, we try and support people that either study music or just interested in music. And if they're not part of the soiree or the production, there's Pleasant Friday afternoons, there's jam sessions, there's busking competitions. So hopefully there's opportunities there as well. This is the dining hall that we were talking about before, and it is literally the hub and the centre of UC, and it's where people, is that a high table? That might be one of the, that's a high table happening there at the moment. But it's also a really great place for people to just come in and interact. If it's not a formal dinner, they come in, the meal times go for about an hour and a half. You just come in, grab what you want, sit with whoever you like.
Go grab a coffee and just sit there with friends. You know, the dining hall is, it's a huge part of UC. It's where you go all the time just to hang out with people.
And in SWAPVAC, we cut half of it off and we make it study area so people can take over and spend all their time there, very close to the food. When you're at UC, you have your own room, which is a bit different to some of the other colleges, particularly for first-year students. You always have your own room here that's furnished with a bed and a desk and wardrobe. Some of the rooms, as you go up in seniority, or if you collect more room points, which you can get through participation and academic results, there are better rooms available.
But even the first year rooms, you know, I had quite a small room in my first year, but it was still, you know, super cozy, had the sun coming in through a big window. Like, they're still all really lovely. I don't think there's really a bad room either.
Which is good. And we're going to have some even more amazing rooms where we're currently undertaking a large building project, and we hope to have 190 new rooms available next year. And certainly at the end of this year, we'll have at least 100 new rooms ready, which would be fantastic. I'll give you a sense of what they might look like. This is our mock-up room. But they'll all be double beds. They'll be ensuite rooms. They've got a desk built in, lots of storage. They're all pretty funky.
yeah, no, they look really cool, these ones.
But this is a bird's eye
Yeah.
view of what it might look like. So you'll see that there is an ensuite as part of that room. And I think that's quite unique to UC.
Yeah, definitely.
Most of our rooms will be double bed ensuite
A lot
rooms.
of, yeah, like I know some other colleges, even if you've moved up, you'll still be in that kind of communal bathroom thing. So yeah, it's definitely pretty unique.
That's great. Work opportunities. There's lots of opportunities to work at UC. Anywhere we can find a job where we can pay a student, then we'll even create them if we have to. But we have about 40 or 50 students working in the kitchen. Lauren was our food rep when she was here.
Yeah, and throughout my college years, so before I was a tutor, I worked in the kitchen for both years, and yeah, it's a really lovely working environment because you're just working alongside other students. You get to know the chefs really well.
Easy to get to.
Exactly. Yeah, no, it's really great. And then also the people you're serving food to are all, your friends as well. So it's a pretty unique working environment, but it's really lovely. It's really fun.
And it's good because there's also that expectation that you are an employee. So there's kind of that, again, the employability, you're learning skills, you might be working in conferencing.
So there's you serve in the kitchen side of things, you can serve the students, but then there's also, you get to learn some more skills in terms of setting up conferences and kind of running those as well. And then the more experience you get with that, you start doing that on your own as well. Yeah.
So it's good. And it's also obviously a really great way for people to support themselves financially if they need to. Another great way to support yourself financially is through scholarships. And we do have over 50 scholarships available. They're worth nearly $300,000. They are all up on our website. You can get a sense of what the scholarship is and who it might be awarded to. So some of them are based on financial need. Some might be where you're from, what region of Australia or Victoria you're from. They might be audition based or based on academic results. You'll get a sense from the website which scholarship will be awarded to what sort of person or what the criteria is. It's really important to remember that you need to put UC down as your first preference to be eligible for our scholarships, and that's the same across all the colleges. Some people do choose colleges based on what scholarships are available, so that's a really good way to have a look through, as well as the website, as well as Open Day. And we obviously love UC, but we also encourage people to look around, walk around the other colleges, see which one feels the right fit for you.
Definitely.
And then look, all you have to do is put in one application for a scholarship, and you'll be eligible for whichever ones that fit the criteria. So it's certainly worth doing. Some people talk to us about, or may not quite understand the difference, I suppose, between living at a residential college and living at some of the other student accommodation, especially because sometimes they sound very similar. They'll talk about community, they'll talk about support and proximity. So we thought we would break it down a little bit just to help people make those distinctions.
Yeah, I think it's hard to kind of explain as well, because like Liz said, they do advertise them very similarly, but I think there's a difference. I think we've kind of gone over it too about the people and that opportunity where, you've come in, people are in the same stage of life as you are, just moving out of home, just moving into university. You're all put into an environment where, you really want to get to know each other. And so it's a very unique kind of place. There's not many other situations where, there's 300 people all your age that all want to be friends. So it's hard to explain. It's just kind of a very unique college experience.
And there's lots of those structures that kind of facilitate interaction.
So from O Week at the very beginning, you're already getting to know people so incredibly quickly, just through, you put outside of your comfort zone, doing dances and things like that, but it's all that kind of stuff that, you really generate friendships very quickly. And, at a place where you've got your own room, you do your own cooking, it's all very individualized. It's a little bit harder to generate that same sense of community, especially without those kind of, facilitation things like orientation week and things in place. Yeah.
And I think that what you just said about catering your own meals, I mean, apart from the fact that you need to go and buy things and do your own cooking. I think we were talking before about the dining hall. I think that makes a huge difference, that communal space where people just come in and interact, and there's a bit of a policy of filling up tables so people don't sit by themselves. There's always someone to kind of talk to.
You'll just grab your dinner, you could sit down with anyone, and that's the thing about UC. It really, the people here, it's, you know, you could sit with anyone and anyone becomes your friend. So it's very unique in that kind of, exactly, that dining hall, that communal area. It's, you know, you can't really get that at a different place.
It's not just about the meals, it's kind of that whole environment.
Sitting down and having dinner together.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of priceless. But so some of the differences we've put up on the screen there, and we've talked through, I think, most of those. I think we have.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So what to do now if you're interested in applying? Well, we say apply early. So some people have a sense that they can't apply until maybe open day, or until they've got an ATAR, or until they've been given an offer at a university, and that's not true. You can apply right now. You can go through the entire application process, including all the paperwork and the interview, potentially even be given a provisional offer before you get an ATAR, before you get a university offer. And it's just one less thing that you need to worry about. But obviously we do want people to come in and have a real sense. That's why we're doing this webinar, but we also think open day is a really important day.
But if you can't come in on open day, if you go to our Instagram as well, in the morning we'll be running a live tour of the college, so you'll still be able to get like a nice sense of like what's going on. You won't feel like you've missed out on the day. We'll show you all the communal areas, the facilities, some of the student rooms, and the UC student president Joe will also be running that. So you'll get, you know, a kind of nice friendly UC face as well.
And if you can't make it to open day, you can always come and book a tour with us at any time. So you can just send us an email or give us a call and let us know when you're going to be in Melbourne, and we'll make sure that someone can take you around the college and answer some of your questions. And speaking of questions, we've got a few coming through. One in particular has asked whether they can have a friend or a family member stay for a few nights or overnight, and if so, what are the requirements? Certainly, we do encourage people, if they have someone they want to come and stay with them for a few nights, then it's your home. You bring in whoever you want, so long as we can make sure that, you know, we know who's here. If there's any, you know, cost associated, say with meals, that's covered, and you can easily buy meal vouchers at reception. And we say, you know, a couple of nights is pretty good. Anything that doesn't sort of impact the community too much. But of course, your friends and family are most welcome to join us.
Like I had, you know, my sister come and stay from interstate, and, you know, she was always welcome at meals. Everyone just treated her like another kind of member of the community here. So, you know, whenever I've had family and friends come, they've always felt so welcome as well.
So this one's for you, Lauren. Why did you choose UC?
So I didn't get a chance to come and see UC before I even decided to pick a college, but knowing that I was moving interstate, I knew that I wanted to ideally go to a college, just because it was a bit nerve-wracking not knowing anybody. And I knew, like we were saying, having those facilitation processes in place to kind of meet people was going to make me a lot more comfortable. But I didn't really know anything about the colleges. I just knew from what my sister had experienced in Brisbane, I wanted the same kind of experience she'd had, which was like a really friendly, open atmosphere. So I tried to, you know, get in contact with anybody I knew that might know something. And one of my friends put me in contact with a girl she knew that came to UC and was there when I called her. And she just pretty much told me about the entire experience. And to be honest, it was hearing that student voice and the enthusiasm from a student that really, you know, I just didn't need to hear anything else. I was like, that's enough. Like, I could tell how much she loved it. And you know, I think that's why it's important, you know, if you can come to open day or booking another tour, like Liz said, just to meet a student and hear their own individual kind of, you know, perspective on the college. It's pretty invaluable. And you know, I don't think you know, there's no more authentic voice than someone who's lived through it, I think.
Absolutely. Cool, that's great. Another question that's come through is, what are you looking for when it comes to offering places? And that's a very good question. So when we talk about building our community, we do look at some balances across genders. We have, we look at the courses people are in, the university that they're attending, but really we're looking for a good fit. We're looking for people that are not necessarily the best at something. They may not be the best musician or the best sports person or have had all of these leadership accolades, but they've got the potential to be the best that they can be, and that they're genuine people. I think it's one of those intangibles. We look for people that are interested in other people within the community and outside the community, people that are kind and friendly, open to different experiences, open to diversity, but also have some sense of interest in where they're going with their academics.
Like listening to the webinar and hearing things like going and just sitting with anyone in the dining hall. It's those kind of people you can really tell. Like when I came to UC, you could tell there was a selection process in terms of just everybody was so friendly. Like there was everyone, you could sit with anyone, you could talk to anyone. And so, it's those kind of qualities that you sense about people, I think. UC, it is what makes it different. It is what makes it stand out, is that just entirely friendly atmosphere, I think.
Yeah, but it's worth going through the application process and you'll get a good sense of that as well.
Exactly.
And the other question that I can see is, can I defer my place? Which is a yes, you can defer your place. And in fact, it's actually part of that conversation I was having before about applying early, going through the process, maybe getting an offer, and you can make a decision, at the end of the year when you get a university offer that you might want a gap year or you might want to do something different, and you can absolutely defer your place and take it up again the next year or mid-year. It's really easy. And so it's one of those other things, just go through the application process, get the offer, and then you can make the decision. You don't have to commit to it until you're sent that contract after your university place has been decided. And I think the last one that we have is about leadership opportunities. Are there any leadership opportunities at UC?
Yeah, so there's definitely leadership opportunities. So there's a number of kind of different roles we've got. So I've discussed a few of them, like sustainability committees. So you'll have a leader of that. I personally was a food representative. So all these positions you get voted in by the student executive committees. So that's your treasurer, your sports reps, social reps, president, vice president. So they look at all the applications that come in for even these smaller positions. And they'll put it to a vote and see who they think is best. So as food rep, I was in charge of, getting feedback from the students on the kind of foods they're wanting and critiques maybe on some, and then passing that on and having a monthly meeting with the food manager about ways forward and how to kind of improve things. But then other ones are things like O Week. So I was an orientation week leader last year, and that was just an incredible experience. I think being one of those first people to meet all the new students was honestly, it was amazing.
And amazing amount of work that goes into not only the selection of leaders, which is done really carefully, but the training that you go through, the amount of time. They come back from their holidays early. They spend 2 weeks essentially planning the program, going through all the risk assessments, more training around mental health or first aid.
It's all really essential stuff. And it's definitely a big commitment, but it is so rewarding when you see everyone having such a good time and you're getting to know them all. It's pretty amazing.
Well, I think that's all the questions that I've got here at the moment. But if anyone has any other questions, you can always send them in to us and we'd be happy to answer them. Any that we haven't answered when we go through at the end, we'll be able to reach out to you and answer those as well. But thank you for your time. Thank you, Lauren, for coming in.
Thank you for listening, everyone.
And we hope we'll see you soon. Okay, bye.